Detected and Talk of the Day, August the 19th, 6:15 a.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. I see quite a few people that went over and looked at that one video I did yesterday with the response from the owner of XP. That's good. I'm glad to see that. Well, I'm going to show another video in this Detect and Talk of the Day for you salt beach hunters. Now, disclaimer here. I can't say for 100% certainty that you would see this on Salt Beach. You know, you might need to go try it out and see. Are there DS2 users hunting in saltwater? That's what I'll show. We're going to show the beach program. You can't run beach sensitive evidently on the water. It won't remain stable because the frequency is so high. So hunting out in the water, you know, you don't get to move that call super fast, do you? You need to be pretty deliberate with your hunt, you know, because you don't get to cover the real estate like you do out on the wet salt sand. You know, this frequency scan or auto frequency scan on this DS2, you know, it could be considered fool's gold. No, you get where I'm coming from. Yeah, people want to eliminate or mitigate EMI. I get that. But in doing so with that machine, you could be cutting your throat. Alright? And in not doing it, you could even hunt behind yourself or hunt beside somebody else and you might snag a gold ring. Now remember, you could also find some junk targets doing this too that a person could miss you hunting behind. Or just hunting in general. I mean, there are gold rings out there in that saltwater that maybe they're not that deep. You know, everybody's always after the quest for depth. Well, I'm going to show you a demonstration with a 9-inch coil. Now, the 9-inch coil is probably easier to use in the water. You know, you don't get as much resistance versus the 11-inch coil. Okay? It's probably not going to tire you out as fast. You do get some separation, you know, advantages versus the 11-inch coil. Now, I know there's some iron on some of these beaches because old Gigmaster was up there off the coast of North Carolina here. It's been some time ago when the DS2 first come out. He's told me he was hearing iron in one of them videos. Fish hooks, steel leaders. You see where I'm going? And, you know, the Excaliburs have been out there cruising around, you know, and I'm not knocking that machine. And I don't even know how it would compare on what I'm going to show you here in this video. I'm going to show 2 clips. I'll show the first one. I'll turn the camera off and then show one more. Like I said, I don't know if, I would say you would see this in the salt water, but I don't know for 1,000% certainty. Okay? So let me walk over here. I'll give you this little demo here. We're only going to look at the beach program. Okay? You see that? You see that 10-carat gold ring? You see that fish hook? Alright. Beach program runs at the 24 max band. The iron volume is on. We're at speed 1.5, so you get your depth. Okay, so you can look for deeper stuff out there when you're sweeping. Okay, audio response is 5. Reactivity, salt sensitivity is at 7. Okay, reactivity 1.5, and I'm going to go back here. I've got bottle cap turn to 3. Silencer's at 2. See, I don't know if you could run a silencer 1 out in the salt water. You know, that iron may be so reactive. I don't know. But if you run your machine like so, now we're in pitch tone and we have no notch. Okay. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to open up that screen right there. Max frequency. That's the highest frequency. That's the lowest frequency. We're going to start right there first. And we're just going to sweep from this direction just to show you some advantage you might get. Now I've got Call Height here managed to compare. You hear that? Two-way signal. Now I'm going down here to channel 0. Maybe you noise canceled your machine and went to 0. Well, what might you hear on something like this? You hear that? One-way signal. Channel 3. So channel 3 there is not as good as channel 6. What about channel 2? You see what I'm saying? So when you're moving that coal out there in that water and you can't see where this coal is at, any kind of advantage you could get catching that gold ring moving around in the water. I'd rather have a two-way signal than a one-way signal, correct? Now that's just an example. Let me turn this camera off. Alright, this detector still has the same exact settings in the Beats program. See that piece of wire? See that gold ring? I say you're out in the water and you're approaching it from this way, you know, and you're sweeping left to right. Channel 0. Now this is speed 1.5, okay? Channel 0. You hear that? You'd never stop on that and dig that, would you? Iron tone, channel 6. Oh, you're getting one-way signal. That might get your attention, huh? And if you rotate it just a small amount, you hear that. Channel 0 again. Alright, channel 1. Channel 2. Channel 3. Channel 4. So channel 4, it starts showing up. Channel 5. Channel 5 is even more consistent at showing up, okay? Now that's realistic. You could have a piece of steel leader or something out there, or I don't know, fish hooks, nails, slivers of iron. Running it up into that region there. And remember, it don't have to be a deep gold ring either, or a deep pool ring. Alright, last little example. The same piece of wire, but now it's above the plane of the gold ring. You see that? Alright, now I don't have a guide here for my Call Height, and I'm not bullshitting anybody, okay? Channel 6. You hear that? Two-way signal, right? Pitch tones. Channel 0. So now you're down to one-way signal, okay? Again, channel 0. Channel 6. Law of averages says what? If you're out there walking around in the water, you could cross that gold ring and that little piece of wire when you're walking and you wouldn't even hear it in channel 0. You see what I mean? If you're walking and you hit it that way, you're in good shape. How about that way? See there? Channel 6. How about this? Look at there. And this way. Law of averages, boys. Like I say, when you're out there in that water, you know, you don't get a just slap happy hunt. You're moving slower, and you want to be efficient. And you might be out there with somebody's had a day or two and they've noise canceled it. Okay. Channel 3, what does it do on this? Channel 3, that's default. It's still a one-way signal. Channel 4. Okay, channel 4, we start getting two-way. Channel 2. One-way signal. That's the Beats program, 24 max frequency band. This is version 1.1. I don't think there's much difference in the Beats programs between any of these versions, to be perfectly honest with you. Other than you can change the max frequency in some of these later versions. Don't hold me to that now, but I'm just saying. But the auto scan, frequency scan on this machine could be considered fool's gold, depending. Now, I'm not saying the machine won't find stuff doing auto scan, okay? But some of the more crippled gull rings in that water running that 24 kilohertz band might be exposed, and they don't have to be deep. Remember that. I mean, how big of a problem does EMI have to be before that machine would detect, for example, a 2, 3, or 4, 5-inch deep gold ring out there on the bottom of the ocean? Or even sitting near the surface. Remember, that same plane, that call can be pretty close, and you get one-way signal versus two-way. You've seen the old fish hook little operation there I did. I don't salt beach hunt, boys. You know, nobody else is showing this stuff. So the sharpshooter is showing it. Will it show up on the salt beach? I don't know. I may do some more videos here later. We may look at beach sensitive some. All right, that's going to conclude the Detected Talk of the Day.